welcome back to my channel and welcome the newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey by hitting that subscription button. It's free, and hit the bell notification to be notified of the new uploads. I would just like to mention that if the video is a little bit too fast for you, up top there's 3 little buttons. You can click there, slow down the video to the speed you'd like. Also, right next to it, there's the CC letters for closed caption. You can turn that on, and you can read all the stitch that I'm calling down here. By pausing the video, take notes, will make it easier for you. Now, normally when I upload the videos, it takes about an hour for YouTube to search all my words that I'm saying, so it can appear on the closed captions. So don't panic if you don't see right away the closed captions, because the video has just been launched. It will show up in about a half an hour to an hour after the upload. I also would like to mention that if you have extra yarn, extra thread, and you'd like to help the women in need, we highly appreciate it and being very, very grateful for it. Thank you for the ones I already have helped and are still helping. If you'd like to donate, right below the video, there's a little bag of $. You can donate whatever amount you'd like. Nobody's asking for millions. Anything helps. It adds up at the end. You can also go into the description box. My PayPal account is there. You can donate through there if you'd like also. Please always give a thumbs up on the video if you like the video. It does help the video to circulate and also to be recognized worldwide. I gratefully appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's one way to help me out and to help to continue to create these beautiful pieces. Also share on your Facebook public. It costs nothing. Everything is free. There's no charge of anything. So please help out to grow the channel. I do have a Facebook group, private group. If you have a profile, you're more than welcome to request to be a member. It's free, of course, and we'll approve you. You must have a profile. Be careful with the links that you go into the groups that says cut and bit. These are fraud scammers that go through your phones, your computers, and take every information of yours. Do not open up those links. There's a lot of hackers in the groups now. That's why I made sure that my group is private. I want to thank every single one of you from the start being with me, and thank you so much for the newcomers. It costs nothing to subscribe, so please do so. Thank you so much, everybody. Everything will be listed always in the description box for every pattern that I create, the sizes, the thread that I use, which is Portugal thread. They're 100% cotton thread, 4-ply, which is similar to Aunt Lydia. Number 3, which number 3 Aunt Lydia is just a little bit thicker than my thread, not by much, but a little bit. I usually use a hook 3 or 3.5, a small one for tucking in loose ends, and a pair of scissors, of course. So thank you, everybody. Any other questions, suggestions, please feel free to comment. You can always get a hold of me if your intentions are to give some thread or yarn away. There's my email below the description box. There's my Facebook page that you can follow also, my Facebook group, my Instagram, my TikTok. So there's so many ways you can message me. Thank you so much, everybody. I hug every single one of you, and much blessings to all of you. Okay, let's get started. Okay, everyone. So I have the video out on this base, and I'm going to continue from here on to create the doily for the table runner I just launched yesterday. I'll put the picture up and you'll see which one I'm talking about for people that are used to following me. And for the newcomers, I will always leave the link below also to the table runner, that you can create the table runner if you'd like also. Okay, so we're just going to continue from here. So I'm using a 4-ply cotton thread. This is the same size, almost the same size as Aunt Lydia. Best really is Aunt Lydia number 3 for this. So we're going to continue. I'm using 2.75 hook. I've done 10 rows of the base for the doily. This will be around doily, and it's to match the table runner. So we're going to continue from here. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up on the video. It's extremely important. And also leave your comment and share. Sharing is caring. Okay, so basically now, once I've closed in with a slip stitch on my 10th row, I'm going to go back in and I'm going to do a single and one chain. This equals a double crochet. I'm coming in the next space and doing a double crochet. Next space, double crochet, and next space, double crochet. So now I have 4 double crochets, 1 per space. On the 5th one, I'm doing an increase of 2 together. And it's going to be like this all the way around the same way. And then 1 per space. So you'll have 5 double crochets on this side also. Or should I say, so double crochet, single, 1 chain, next space double crochet. So you have 2, 3, 4 on the 5th one, 2 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Inside of the 1 chain space, I'm doing 2 double crochets. Next space, again 1 double crochet until we get to the 5th double crochet. We're going to add an increase of 2 together on the same space. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 1 more. And then 1 per space. This is row 11 on this doily. Of course, you will have to go to the video of the base and create it, which is very simple. Okay, so after we do the 2 together on the 5th double crochet from the previous row, we're going to do now 2 inside of the 1 chain space. Now some of you might have to create 2 chain depending if your tension is too tight. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay everyone, so we finished row 11 going into row 12. We close in with a slip stitch. I'm going to come in the same space and I'm going to create a single and 1 chain. This would equal a double crochet. To grab my thread here properly. Next space, double crochet. This row 12, we're going to be building groups of 2 double crochet. Chain 2, skip a space into the next one. Double crochet, next space, double crochet. Chain 2, skip a space into the next one. We're going to proceed this way all the way around until the end. We have fireworks going on. People are still partying for the new year. So I apologize if you hear that noise. It's fireworks. Okay, so create groups of 2 until the end, skipping 1 space and 2 chain space between them. Okay, everyone. So I'm on my last one. Now, the last one here, we're going to do a sideways half double crochet because we want to stay in the center without having to walk through the other side with a slip stitch. So we're just going to take the half double crochet at once. I'm going to come back in and I'm going to do a single. Now I'm going to stretch this out because we're going to work on this row here with the gold bling bling that I have to match our runner. So this is going to be very easy. It's just slip stitch. So I'm going to leave a little bit of string happening here so we can tie it at the end. And I'm going to do a slip stitch on it. Yeah, I think I was missing out the flash on the camera, of course. Now you can start anywhere, but I'm going to start right here. So you're going to pull your loop here a little bit loose. Make sure I don't get my back thread stuck on here. And we're going to come in. It's easier to do it this way because there's not that much rows. Okay. So you're going to come into whatever one you want. Make sure that your tension is loose enough or you're going to have a very hard time with the pattern. Okay. If you have to use a way much bigger hook, then go ahead. Now we're just going to do a slip stitch, one per space. Now this bling gold of mine, this is a nylon and this is thinner than my actual thread. So I'm just using my same hook as I've been doing the pattern and loosening up my tension. But if you have to go with a bigger hook, then go ahead. You don't want to have that tight stitch on there. You have to really let it loose, because if you don't, your pattern is going to pull together too much. It's not going to be pretty. It's going to start pleating. So I'm just giving those loops a good loosage, because once we stretch it will be nice and tight and in place. Now if you look at it, you can see there's a little bit of loosage now, but once we pull, because obviously we're going to block it, right, and stretch it nicely. So I'm just letting it loose. Okay, so basically it's just slip stitch all the way through, all the way around, and then you cut your thread and tie in your loose ends, make a few knots so nothing comes apart, and we're good to go. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, so I've come to the end. I'm going to come in the first one that I've started and one right over, because we want to overlap that gold. I'm going to pull my string a bit here, my loop out. I'm going to come into the next one, and I'm going to bring the string to the back so I can tie it back there and make sure that nothing comes apart. So I pulled the strings right through it. I'm going to make a few knots on here. Especially this is a nylon, so it, slips a lot and comes out easy. So we don't want to have our pattern fall apart just because of a few seconds more on a few knots on here. And then with my thinner hook, I'm going to just come in through the loops here, one to one side, one to the other, and I'm going to make just a few more knots as I'm trying to hide this thread. So I'm making a couple of knots here and there just to make sure that nothing comes apart. And then I'll do the same thing to the string on the other side. Of course, my hook is so tiny that I prefer it this way so I can get it easier through these loops. Okay, now that I've tucked everything in, so we've done one single, I'm going to do one chain. That would equal a double crochet, and I'm going to do 3 more chains. So now we have 4 chains. I'm going to come back in. I'm going to create V's. Okay, into the next one, we're doing 1 double crochet directly. I'm doing 1 chain space and another double crochet. So we have a bigger V and a smaller V. Next space, we're creating 1 double crochet and 3 chains. So 1 big V, 1 small V, 1 big V, 1 small V. Into the next space, double crochet and 1 chain space. So 1 of 3 chain, 1 of 1, 1 of 3 chain, 1 of 1 into the next space, double crochet, 1, 2, 3 chain, back in, and the big V. We're going to do this all the way to the end. So when you get here, you're supposed to have a small V. So make sure that we're on the right path here. Okay, you guys, finishing up row 13. I'm going to do my last one. Coming in, so I have my last one with 1 chain. I'm going to come in my first chain from the first one we started, okay? And then right into inside, I'm going to do a single 1 chain. This is my first double crochet. I'm going to do 8 more double crochets, but we're going to have a total of 9 double crochets inside of the big loops only, the big V's. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I'm coming in the small V and doing a single, no chain space between them. And again, the big V with the 3 chain, we're doing 9 double crochets. So it's going to be a repeat like this all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 into the small V, single. Okay, so we're going to repeat the same pattern all the way around until the end. I'll come back to you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I've done all of my row. I think I need to close that window a bit. A little bit of sun coming through, but it's quite cloudy today. Okay, let's see if it doesn't reflect too much on the camera. If it does, I will have to do something about it, right? Okay, so we've closed in with a slip stitch on our first double crochet we did. Now, I call it the walk. I'm going to do the walk to the next with a slip stitch and to the third one. So we're going to the third double crochet. Just give me a second. Okay, I think it's better now. I had to close the window. A little bit of sun was coming in. It reflects on the pattern being white. So I'm coming back in the same and doing a single in 1 chain. This would be my first double crochet. And then another chain for space into the next space. Double crochet. 1 chain space into the next one. 1 double crochet. 1 chain space into the next one. 1 double crochet, 1 chain space, and into the next one. So we have 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to skip 1, 2, come into my third one, and 1 chain space. So we're repeating the same thing. So basically, we're skipping the first 2 and the last 2. We'll have 5 double crochets, 1 chain space, and again 1 chain space and double crochet. So we have 4 double crochets and my 5th double crochet. Now no chain space here. 1, 2 on my third one. In case your stitch is extremely tight, then I suggest you doing 6. So that means either you go into the second one, and then do your 6 double crochets, because it can happen that sometimes your chain your tension is too tight and it starts pulling too much on the pattern. So instead of doing 5 double crochets, you can do 6, or instead of doing 1 chain, if it's extremely tight, you can do 2 chain, or remembering to use a bigger hook in order not to have your pattern pull too much. Okay, so I have my 5, and I'm going 1 and 2 into my 3rd one, and we're going to proceed this way until the end. So I'll meet you at the end. Okay everyone, so I'm pretty much done. I'm coming in the last row with my gold. Try to pull it up a bit here. So we're going to do a slip stitch knot, remembering that this gold is a nylon, much thinner than my regular thread. So I'm going to come in into the space anywhere you want, really, and I'm going to do slip stitch in here. I'm going to come back in and do a single, next space, single, and another single. So I'm going to do 2 singles per space, and on top of my 3rd double crochet here, I'm going to do a single in 1, 2, 3 chain, come back in and slip stitch picot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to come back in the same space as we did the first one and slip stitch 1, 2, 3. And the reason why I'm doing a slip stitch, because I want it to be closed firm. Okay, so I'm coming in to the space again, next space, and doing single, if I can get there, right? And another single. So I'm doing 2 singles per space, next space, single, and another single. I'm going to come in to the center here of, in between the motifs, and I'm going to do 2 single. Now the reason why I'm doing 2 single is because my thread is finer, but if you're using the same thread, of course the same size, you won't need to do 2 singles. You can do just 1 single. Okay, so I'm coming back in again. So if your thread is the same size, you do only 1 single. You don't need to do 2. I need to fill this, so in order to fill this, I will have to do 2. Again, so I did 2 per space. In my 3rd double crochet, I'm coming in, doing a single, 1, 2, and 3 chain, coming back in where I did my single, and I'm closing it with slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain, coming back in the same space, and closing with slip stitch. And 1, 2, and 3 chain, coming back in to the same space and closing with slip stitch, coming into the next space, and I'm going to do my 2 singles, and then to the next space, 2 singles into the middle here, and I have no choice because this thread is too thin, so I will have to in order to fill up these spaces. But this is what it looks like, and this is pretty much the end of this tutorial. I will leave the measurements below. I hope you guys enjoy this doily. This is perfect to match that last table runner. And remembering that you can go on the size you like by continuing to increase here. Just remember you have to finish with even numbers in order to get the proper edge. Okay? So I thank you from the bottom of my heart to every single one of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will have a little video at the end and some pictures. 1, 2, 3. I hope you guys have a blessed New Year's full of abundance, prosperity, health, happiness, success. Extremely important for 2023. This will be the last tutorial of 2022. Thank you for being with me throughout this whole year. All your love, your comments, your support, your thumbs up, your sharings, your taggings. Thank you so much, everyone. Happy New Year to all of you. As I send you much love, much hugs, and we'll see you in 2023 with new tutorials. Bye-bye, everyone.